The nitrogen cycle plays a central role in food production. Nitrogen makes up 78% of the atmosphere and is an important component of many parts of life, such as amino acids, proteins, and DNA and RNA. One important process of the nitrogen cycle is called nitrogen fixation, which is where microbes use enzymes to convert nitrogen from the environment into forms of nitrogen that the plants can use as nutrients. Then plants turn this fixed nitrogen into organic nitrogen, when combined with carbon in a wide variety of molecules, is essential to both plants and animals. Then animals use the process called denitrification, which turns the organic nitrogen back into atmospheric nitrogen that the plants can then reuse. This process produces some nitrogen byproducts that are pollutants to the atmosphere. Problems with the nitrogen cycle include farmers and manufacturers that are artificially inserting nitrogen into the ground with fertilizers and other substances, which is increasing the total amount of nitrogen in not only the ground but also the atmosphere. And this is killing the microorganisms that used to fix the nitrogen cycle. Other causes of these instabilities include burning of fossil fuels hot enough to separate nitrogen molecules, thereby inhibiting the ability of plants to use fixed nitrogen, and also ammonia plants, which take almost 100 million tons of nitrogen out of the atmosphere each year. The instabilities in the nitrogen cycle are causing an increased greenhouse effect, ecological dependency on human interference, and nitrogen being converted into nitrogen oxide, which traps heat 200 times more effectively than carbon dioxide.
Engineering at NC State aims to maintain a sustainable food supply for the future without causing excessive environmental damage and while minimizing the ecological dependence on human interference. One way to go about doing this is by introducing legumes into soil plant systems. This possible solution is being investigated right here at NC State. Legumes are highly efficient in converting atmospheric nitrogen into fixed nitrogen, which can be used by plants. This allows for the excess nitrogen being added in artificially through fertilizers and other substances to be processed and become a useful part of the nitrogen cycle rather than creating an imbalance.
Another solution being investigated is the use of recycled organic waste as fertilizer. Organic fertilizer does not insert the excessive nitrogen into the soil that the current inorganic fertilizer does. The nitrogen byproducts of the organic fertilizers can be absorbed by specific microbes. Culturing these microbes and developing them through genetic research can yield strains of them that are more fit to survive amongst the human's pollutants. This will allow for the reduction of excess nitrogen and efficient removal of harmful byproducts. NCSU is currently undertaking some of the research involved in this potential solution.
The reason that organic fertilizer is not more commonly used is because there is not a cost-efficient way to collect, transport, and distribute the organic fertilizer to farms across the country. What it ultimately boils down to is the fact that food production depends on the nitrogen cycle. As long as the cycle is imbalanced, our environment is being harmed. The efforts of engineers to fix the imbalance are being optimized through research and development. It is now up to the private and public economic sectors to come up with a way to effectively distribute the organic fertilizers so that they may be enhanced by legumes and nitrogen-fixating microbes.